Internet. Ik ben Tiffany.
No. Actually, my name is actually different.
How do you say my name is?
Mein Name ist.
My Name is Tiffany. My Name ist Tiffany. Ist, not est. Mein Name ist Tiffany. Mein Name ist Tiffany. Mein Name ist Tiffany. Name. Mein Name ist Tiffany. What is it? Hello Internet. Mein Name ist Tiffany. Did I get it that time?
You said Namen.
God.
It's close.
Hello Internet. Mein Name ist Tiffany. And Steve's excited because it's been so many takes and I finally got it and I felt like I screwed up, so I reacted like I had screwed up. But whatever! I'm gonna teach you how to speak German because apparently I know. Some context. First of all, hello Internet, my name is Tiffany. Thanks to my Kickstarter backers and just the support of this awesome community, I get to go to Essen, and I am extremely excited about that. And one of the stretch goals that my Kickstarter campaign unlocked was a Tiffany Teaches German video. But first, we have some disclaimers. One, I am not German. If you didn't know that, well, Ichi, I'm telling you, I'm not German. I do not actually speak German. I have been studying it on and off for a few months now. Like, I actually started trying to learn German, oh man, like last year, using Duolingo, which is a fun free app that you can get online and on most mobile devices to teach yourself foreign languages, and I've been doing the German track, so I understand like some vocabulary phrases and sentence structures, and I can definitely tell that it's paying off, but still, I would definitely not say that I know German. If you ever travel to a foreign country, you will probably quickly learn that the locals are a lot more friendly and willing to communicate with you if you are at least trying to speak their language. It could be butchered and really like horrible, but if you're at least trying and making an effort to speak their language, they'll be more willing to help figure out what's going on and help you. So this is my notebook where whenever I travel, I like take notes and keep track of what I'm doing and stuff like that. But I have written in here for myself, I have written in English phrases, and then I've written in German what they are, and then I've written also like how I would pronounce them in my weird broken understanding of the English language, and phonics. So yeah, this is another helpful tool that I have had and made for myself, and I would recommend you do a similar thing if you are like me and you suck at pronouncing stuff. Pronouncing. Yep. Why do they let me teach people? I just don't understand. All right, let's do this. Okay, first off, introductions, pleasantries, and very common phrases. Hello. Hello. That one's easy. Goodbye. Tschüss. Alternatively, you can say Auf Wiedersehen, or you can say, if you're gonna see them tomorrow, you can say Bis morgen, which means see you tomorrow morning, or just essentially tomorrow morning, which implies I'll see you tomorrow morning. Language is hard. Yes. Ja. No. Nein. Good morning. Guten Morgen. Good day. Guten Tag. Good evening. Guten Abend. Good night. Gute Nacht. This is important. Good night does not follow the typical formula of Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, Guten Abend, because there's already an N in night, so it's just Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. In German, there are formal and informal ways to talk to people, and all of the ways that I have learned are formal, not informal. Excuse me. Entschuldigen Sie. I'm sorry. Es tut mir leid. There's a bug on my light. Which rhymes with es tut mir leid. Thank you. Dankeschön. Thanks. Danke. Thank you very much. Vielen Dank. Which I remember by saying vielen Dank. Please. Bitte. You're welcome. Bitte. If you noticed, those are the same. So please and you're welcome are both bitte, which is weird and confusing to me, but the Hawaiians say aloha for hello and goodbye, so who am I to argue? You're very welcome. Bitte sehr. So next up, we're gonna do some really quick pleasantries, as well as common phrases that you might need for situations. Do you speak English? Sprechen Sie English? I understand. Ich verstehe. Alternatively, if you don't understand, you would say, Ich verstehe nicht, which is just saying, I understand not at the end, because German is kind of reversed. Can you please help me? Könnten Sie mir helfen? Where is the toilet? Wo ist die Toilette? In some areas of Germany, you can also just get away with saying, where is the WC, which means water closet, which is another thing that is important to know because toilets in Europe will sometimes be denoted with a WC instead of the standard like women dude thing that we're used to in America. Where is the local internet cafe? Wo ist ihr einen Internetcafé?
You could do where am I?
Well, I also have the how am I. I don't have where am I. Wouldn't that just be wo ist ich? I? Wo ist ich?
It has, I'm sure it has some weird conjugation. It'd probably be like...
They would get it. Germans would get it. If I just walked up to somebody and was like, wo ist ich?
Well, probably wo ist mich, but yeah, it doesn't work either.
They would get me. Okay.
They would understand.
How are you? Wie geht es Ihnen? I am good. Ich bin gut. And you? Und Ihnen? This one I just learned because I thought it would be funny to be able to say like, I'm here for the games, or I'm here for Spiel. So yeah, ich bin hier für die Spiel. Another pleasantry, if I like a game or something like that, or if I want to compliment something, one that I like to say is, this is fantastic. So this is fantastic in German would be, das ist fantastisch. I love when German is easy. Alright, so this next section is for when you're out and about and you might need to order food or just get a menu or something like that. I can't help you with specific food items. There's just so many out there that it would be crazy. But that's where my handy dandy pocket dictionary, which I got for $6 on Amazon, comes in handy because they have really common menu items in there. So I can kind of like use that to figure it out. I'd like a coffee. Ich möchte einen Kaffee. Ich möchte is I like. So you could preface ich möchte with like something else after. So you could say like ich möchte einen pastry or something like that. And if you use the English for the thing that you want, sometimes it works. You can also just point. I've done that before where I'll be like ich möchte einen, and then I just like point at the thing that I want in the display case. So there you go. Ohne is without. So if you want something without something, you would say Kaffee ohne Zucker, which is caffeine, which is coffee without sugar. So if you don't want something, you say ohne, which is without. If you want less of something, it's vinegar. Sounds kind of like vinegar. That's how I remember it because I want less vinegar in my life. Vinegar. Like vinegar. If you want a little bit more of something, you say ein bisschen mehr, which is a little bit more. Menu, please. Die Karte bitte. I'd like that dish. So this is another pointing one. I'd like that dish. Ich möchte dieses Gericht. For me, I prefer vegetarian. I know that's gonna be super tough in Germany, but if you wanna say without meat, you would say ohne Fleisch. Ohne, remember, is without. If you have an allergy, what you say is you would say, I have an blank and then allergy. So you would say, I have the thing that you're allergic to and then the allergy. So for example, ich bin avocado allergica. When you're done at the restaurant and you just want the bill, you just say, bill please. Die Rechnung bitte. Right. So there's also the concept of buying stuff, and so you need to know some numbers, and you also need to know like price things and stuff like that. I usually bring my notebook with me, and I always have a pen so that if people need to write down stuff, they can write down. So if you would like them to write down the price for you, you would say, können Sie den Preis aufschreiben? How much? Das kostet. It's blank euros, or it's 30 euros. Das kostet 30 Euro. Time. So time in German, they use a 24-hour clock, and so generally you just get hours in like the 24-hour clock, and then the minutes, if it makes more sense, they usually say like 15 till the hour, 15 past the hour. They use that kind of shorthands where they won't actually tell you the specific minutes unless you ask for it. So apparently that's what the guidebook says. Okay, what time is it? Wie spät ist es? Ist es is going to make me just cry. At what time? Wie viel Uhr? You should probably be aware of is just German numbers, and so here is how to count to 100 in German.
1 through 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 through 20. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now you'll notice 11 and 12 are strange, being 11 and 12, but 13 through 19 follow the pattern of the digit first and then the sort of tens place. So you say 3 and 10, 4 and 10, 5 and 10, or 5, 10, 6, 10, until you get to 20. For 20, 30, 40, etc., you again start with the digit first and then the sort of canonical name for that tens place. So say 1 and 20, 2 and 20, 3 and 20, 4 and 20, etc. The 7 is actually also a slight exception because 7 is sieben. It's sieben, but instead of saying 17 or 37 or 47, you just say you say sieb instead of the full sieben. So for 20 and onward, we're going to say the digit and then the tens place. So start with 20. 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, or is it 7? It's one or the other. 48, 49, 50, 51, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 60. 60. You 60. Internet. Du bist 60.
You're informal with the internet? Should I know something?
61, 62, 64, 65, 66, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 100, 100. Yeah, you just kind of go up from there. Would you believe that 1,000 is 1,000? Yeah. Choose. You gotta teach them train.
You wanna know what train is? Are you ready? This is how I know what train is. Zug. That's train.
Zug.
Ah, I found it. There's German. Train. She doesn't like trains.
Alright, do train station.
Station die Zug.
No.
Hasselhof.
Bahnhof.
Bahnhof. Bahnhof is train station. No.
Bahnhof is train station.
Bahnhof is train station.
Hauptbahnhof.
Hauptbahnhof is main train station. Hauptbahnhof. Haupt. Shh. She doesn't like German.
And then while you're at the train station, Gleis is platform.
Gleis. Oh! Gleis die is platform 3.
Drei. Gleis 3.
So what would Harry Potter be? Gleis 9? What's 9 in German?
9.
9. Gleis 9. How do you say 3/4? 4? 4? 4 is feared. I'm recording you.